Welcome back to 20 more minutes of Cardiff City Chat. Hoop There It Is on Twitter says that at Rotherham was a promotion performance. That result, absolutely superb. We've got Jamie Ellis and Craig Fresh back from the New York Stadium to give us their view on whether we can confidently say that Cardiff will be playing Championship football again this time next season. What a performance with 10 men. We're going to look at whether it was a red card. We're going to talk about Ollie Tanner and the brilliance of him. Plus, we're going to look at all the home games left. How many more wins do we need at home to secure promotion? Great to have your company with us. Thank you so much. This is 20 minutes of Cardiff City Chat. We know there's longer podcasts. If you can't squeeze an hour in, you can squeeze us in every single week. Drop us a sub, put your notifications on. This is 20 minutes. Here we go then, Jamie. Should we get it out of the way first off? Referee was awful again. I think we can agree on that. 2 weeks in a row we've had a bad referee. Was it a red card?
Soft, I would put it down as. I kind of get it to an extent that he's put that down as a dog, so denying obviously a goal scoring opportunity. But at the time I was infuriated. I was thinking there's covering defenders within a few yards. How is it red? It's very soft, but supposed to the letter of law and how the referees like to use the law to an extent when it matters. He's given it, but if anything, I think it galvanised us and spurred us on.
Yeah, there does seem to be a bit of an agenda from the EFL at the moment to do everything to stop Cardiff running away with this league, based on the last two. Anyway, we won't mention that. What a performance though, Ellis. I mean, crikey. Kurt says my favourite performance of the season by a mile. Osho, Tanner, Colwell, 10 out of 10. Get in, yeah. Is that a season-defining result? Do you think we look back at this game? Do you think come May and go, yeah, that was where we clinched it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's so easy, especially with Cardiff in recent years. When we go down to 10 men, it's kind of, park the bus, park the lorry, and it's just playing for the draw. And with Lincoln so close on our tails, only 2 points behind, I think every single point's gonna really matter. So, to be down to 10 men for such a long time in our game and to come away as winners and 3-0, it was such a good performance, and they just showed really good attitude. The way they didn't change the way they wanted to play after the red card. We still had to go, played how we usually played. It was a really, really impressive performance.
Yeah, unless I've got Rotherham had been in decent form, Craig, up to that point, hadn't they? They hadn't lost in 4 or something like that. So, yeah, how did you see it?
Yeah, no, exactly. They hadn't lost in 4, so it was definitely a potential for a banana skin, especially how last week went. But yeah, no, I thought we'd done well. With the sending off, I didn't think it was a sending off. I definitely thought he sold the ref when pulling his shoulder back. He reacted well. But I thought when they were sent off, I thought, here we go, we'll be lucky to get out here with a point now. But then with Wintle going off, with the 2 left in midfield, Joel and Robertson, I wouldn't want anyone else in there. They're full of energy, nice and robust. If anyone was left in there, I'd rather have them 2 to keep us going. And they did.
We've been doing this now, Jamie, for about 20 weeks since the start of this season. And finally, we've got some Osho positive community notes to share. Absolutely delighted for the fella. Ashley says, is easily Osho's best game for us. But Joel also did his mother match for me. It was like playing with 11 with the amount of running that he did for us today. Outstanding from absolutely everyone. Lots of other tweets, Jamie, saying Osho was 10 out of 10. Best I've ever seen Osho play for us. Are they right?
Yeah. I think it's almost like an old school thing, isn't it? With defenders defend, attackers attack, and he was just resolute yesterday. I was expecting a bit more of a physical battle against the Rotherham strikers. He managed it very well, and we were speaking in the stands, and we were saying, how are we gonna almost match them? Well, simply by allowing Osho to almost drive out the back, which he did. It created that sort of evenness in the midfield, and it gave us a platform to keep him going forward. And he headed everything, kicked everything, blocked everything. But what was good was he was communicating. And I think we're seeing a more and more positive Osho with that smile on his face that we hope to keep seeing. And listen, it's night and day the difference from where he was at the beginning of the season to where he is now. He had a joke on our Cardiff City TV interview channel about his New Year's resolution being not to pass to opposition attackers. So all the best to him. And he's doing very well, and hopefully it continues.
Absolutely, yeah. And if you're a friend of Osho watching this, pass this on to him because if you've watched previous episode, it's been quite a negative for him. I hope he doesn't read social media, but hopefully this week he does. Super. Should we talk about Ollie Tanner Ellis for a little bit? I mean, crikey. What an outstanding performance. James says, brilliant again today. Tanner, he never hides or takes the easy option. He's one of the bravest wingers in the league. Yeah, do you get that?
Yeah, I think that's a really accurate way to describe him, really. Brave. He's always trying to cross the ball in. And a lot of the time they don't come off, but he keeps trying, and that's why he's getting so many assists. I think, he's had 6 assists since he's, in the last 5 starts, I think it is now. And he's only 1 assist away from the top assist maker in the league, despite having been injured for most of the season and having played like half the amount of games that the other people in that assist chart have. But yeah, he's looking really sharp. He's looking like he's got a bit more pace about him since coming back from injury. And I think it's just a credit to him how hard he's worked in his rehab, getting back to match fitness. But yeah, he's such an important player for us. And hopefully he can keep chipping in with the assists as the season goes on.
Do you agree, Craig? What's his best quality for you?
What I like about him now is where he's been really consistent since he came in. I remember the first time I watched him when he first signed from non-league, and I thought, it's going to be too big a step. He's way off it. And watching him putting balls into the box, he always used to be quite rash and he used to smash them across there. He used to go here and everywhere. Now he's picking people out. The one for Kellyman yesterday, that was no fluke, I don't think. He pulled that back for him and he ran onto it. And for the Willock one, someone made a run. Kellyman made a run for him. And it would have been so easy to slip him in, but he held off and waited. He spotted Willock. And yeah, I think he's using the ball a lot more better now than what he was.
Yeah, super. What a fantastic result, though. I mean, I think just as you went one man down, Plymouth scored against Lincoln. You're thinking, oh, here we go. This is going to be a great weekend for all those catching up behind you, Bolton and all those others. But actually, yeah, the way it turned out, not a bad weekend for either of you. Shall we have a quick look at the table for a second? And let's just feast our eyes on what we're talking about here. 63 points, there we are then. 8 points ahead of Bolton, who are in probably the best run of form, Jamie, in the league at the moment. The gap to 7th, I think we can ignore that now, can't we? You are safely going to finish somewhere in the top 6. How do you see this running out now?
First and foremost, we've got both Bolton and Lincoln home. So they're going to be huge, huge games. Obviously, Lincoln's been selected for Sky TV coverage, which should be a massive, massive thing to watch. I think we get top 2. I think it's a matter of when that gets sealed. At the minute, it's no fluke as we speak now that we've got the best away record and the best home record in the league. And we're averaging, I think, is 1.73 points away from home, 2.47 at home. That's a winning formula. I think we're just getting better. And let's not forget, we've still got Ruben Colwell out. And some other key players, Dylan Lawler to name one, just 2. Bolton are going to keep coming, but we need to keep that 8-point buffer. That means we mess up in 4 games. Yeah. I think that is a big, big ask. And touch wood, we continue just to be brave, bold, and BBM.
I mean, it's 8 points, isn't it, Alice? But it's actually 9 because look at the size of the goal difference as well. They're not going to catch. They're not going to catch that, are they? So essentially, it is 9 points. How many more games? I mean, if you look at sorry, that's the wrong way. I want to go this way. Here's your home games left then. I mean, Jamie's already mentioned 2 of them, but let's take those out of the equation. If you beat Luton this weekend, Wimbledon, Wickham, Port Vale, Blackpool and Northampton, there's another 15 points. Plus draw the other 2, 18, 17. That's going to be probably enough, isn't it? You could arguably lose a couple away from home, pick up a few points. Which how many more wins do you think you are going to need?
I think out of these fixtures here, I'd like to see us win 6 of them. Obviously, we've got a few tricky fixtures in there. Lincoln, Bolton, like we just mentioned. But, Luton are no pushovers. That'll be a tough game. We only beat them 1-0 in the reverse fixture, and they're in better form now than they were back then. But still, I'd like to see us win 6 of these. I think, like Jamie just said, we're getting better and better as the season's going on. So hopefully that continues. and we get through the majority of these fixtures picking up 3 points. I think our last couple of fixtures, we've been alternating between win and draw, win, draw, win, draw. So let's hope we can tie a few wins together. But yeah, that game against Lincoln is going to be absolutely massive because they just keep winning as well. We can keep winning if we want, but they could do the same. So yeah, that game, 7th of March, that's going to be the biggest one of the lot for sure.
Yeah. Unless it's now on TV, isn't it, Craig, as well? As you say, Jamie. Craig, for you, I mean, how many between 90 points going to be enough, do you think?
Yeah, looking at those, like you say, Luton and Lincoln are going to be tough. I think if we beat Bolton at home and they're still third, we should be away. That should be right. I can't see anyone else worrying us there. The only thing I worry about is we haven't hit a bad patch yet. We haven't had a little bit of a rut. And if one comes, I don't know. But like you say, if we do start at a bit of a wreck, then we got Rubin, Salek and Lawler to come back and give everyone a lift and get us out of it. But the only ones who can stop us is us, I think. I can't see anyone stopping us.
Yeah, I mean, every fan we speak to says Cardiff are the only good side we've seen in this division. So, yeah, fingers crossed we'll be back in the Championship this time next season. It's a really poor Championship as well this season. It's the quality of it is really poor. It's a shame you're not there because you could have actually done something pretty good. What about the transfer window for you, Ellis? It was slammed shut since we last saw you. 1 to 10, how do you think the club did?
I think I'd give it a solid 7. We didn't have much activity. Obviously, we brought in Tyra for the goalkeeper and Scanlon for left back cover, and I think that's all we really needed. I think what I liked about it was that we didn't panic buy anyone. We didn't sign anyone for the sake of it. We didn't bring in any mercenaries, which is kind of what we had last season. Just players playing and not players that wanted to play for the club. Players who wanted to play for Cardiff. So yeah, I like the way we went about it, to be honest. And we kept hold of our assets as well. We talked about the risk of losing Lola, Capaccio, and all the interest in them, Salek as well. But no, we've managed to get through it, keeping all our best players, and we've added a bit of quality and cover to the side as well. So yeah, I think, I'd give it a 7.
Anyone going to give it higher than a 7 or even lower? Would not argue with that?
No, that's about right, I think.
Okay. Still to come this week, we're on to letter O in our A to Z of Cardiff City. Bit of a tricky one, this one. So, yeah, hopefully they've got their thinking caps on for it. Before that, though, it is Valentine's weekend, of course, when you play Luton. So it got us thinking about who was the first player that you fell in love with as a Cardiff City fan way back when you first donned the famous blue jersey. Let us know in the comments, and we love the community we're building here. By the way, big shout out to everyone who left a comment last week. OC Dean24, great fan of the show, thank you. All your comments. He says the worst ever manager was Reza no contest. Fit McCarthy and Russell Slade were pretty awful too. That was in response to last week's question, which was who's the worst ever manager. So thanks for OCD. We want to hear your stories this week of who did you fall in love with first as a Cardiff City player and who broke your heart when they left. Jamie, have you got who's the first player you fell in love with?
I think goalkeeper Neil Alexander, loved him. I really did. Thought he was brilliant in Indian Park days. But Robert Earnshaw in Indian Park, iconic celebration and everything to go with it. So that was my earliest memories, was Robert Earnshaw doing his iconic celebration. Brilliant,
yeah. And you'll be bringing your wife, of course, this weekend to the Luton game, a romantic day out. Any special plans?
No, she to be fair, she will stay down the club. But listen, if it's 3 points, I'm pretty sure it'll be a happy evening in the Anderson household, that's for sure.
Brilliant. Ellis, what about you? Who did you fall in love with first?
Yeah, so I'm not as seasoned as Jamie. I can't remember that far back. But I think I'd go for Peter Whittingham. Just his natural ability, the way he could hit the ball and make it look effortless. But I think the next best after that for me would have been Harry Wilson in the COVID season. And I'll link that in as my answer for the next part as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think it was just such a shame that we didn't get to see him in person play, and it was last season where there were no fans. But yeah, that's the player that kind of broke my heart when he went back from them.
Yeah. What about you, Craig? Have you ever been heartbroken or fall in love with a player?
My first love for Cardiff, I hate to be the same, but it was Ernie, and then Graham Kavanagh straight behind him. My first ever game was Plymouth Argyle in Ninian Park, and Ernie came on for a corner second half and scored with his first touch straight into the box and scored. And so Ernie and then Graham Kavanagh, and he shattered my heart when he went to Stoke.
Okay. Fingers crossed there's a Valentine's Day massacre this Saturday then against Luton. We'll bring you obviously all the fallout from that next week's episode. To finish off with this week then, we're on to the letter O, probably our hardest one we've done so far. Or is it? Let's see what the lads have got. We allow them to put overhead kicks in, don't forget, if you were watching last week. So, have they managed to do so? What have we got? Craig, anything?
Yeah, I was going to go... I thought if I'm going to go last, I was going to be stuck. I thought everyone would nick mine. I'll go Callum or Dowda, because how good he was and the servant he was for us. Absolutely fantastic. Left back, left wing, he'd fill in almost anyway, I think, if he was asked. Absolutely fantastic. But if I was pushed at the end, I was going to go Peter Odem wingy, even though he scored once, just for his deadline day with QPR. I was going to slip him in if I was struggling, if I was going last. But I'll stick with Dowda.
Brilliant. Jamie, any others?
I'll tell you what, I'll let Ellis go first. Go on, Ellis.
Okay,
Go on. You would have had one of Craig's answers. Go on.
Yeah, no, there's no point asking me. Craig has stole both my answers.
Oh, no, sorry.
No, it's okay. No, but, just adding on, I think Callum O'Dowda, in a team and a transfer window last year where we were okay seeing all the players leave who did leave. I think he was one of the ones that we would have liked to see stay. So I would have went him. But yeah, I wrote the Odin Wingy again. And it was mainly not for what he'd done for us, but for that transfer deadline day. He was waiting outside QPR, but didn't get a move.
Brilliant. And then Jamie, we just lost you just at the crucial moment there, I think. Is he there? He's gone. We've lost him. We'll never know. We'll never know what it was. Okay. Right, we'll have to remind me to ask him next week. Right, thank you so much for watching us this week then. Good luck against Luton Town, of course, on Saturday. We'll bring you all our thoughts on that next week. If you haven't yet done so, drop us a quick sub. We love making this content for you. We love reviewing all the comments that you leave us as well. Thank you for all the love in the community that you bring us each week. Right, Alice, right, Craig, thank you very much. We'll see you, Jamie, if you're still there. Have a great Valentine's Day against Luton. See you then.